So we're going to talk a little bit about dating and relationships or relating in dating. Um,
Situationships, any kind of ships.
yeah. So first off, I've been back to dating about a month now.
Mhm.
I was in, kind of a relationship for whatever, like a year. And one thing I have to share, and I don't care, I'm just going to call people out, if they see this, like, guys, stop showing up to dates with dirty nails. Okay. Dinner dates, lunch dates. I don't care what the excuse is. No one should show up to a dinner table or any kind of gathering around food dirty. I mean, I was not raised around a lot of money. My father was very old school Italian, but he was clean and he worked with his hands, and hygiene was like hugely like made important. So there's no excuse whether you're a guy or a girl, but I don't date girls, so I only see what guys are doing. Um, so that's a
Fucking
huge
lucky you.
uh,
Lucky you that you don't date girls.
and I'm totally heterosexual. I've actually just got offered to date a couple like 3 days ago, and I was like, no, I'm good. And he kept trying to like talk me into it. And I was like, how many times can I say I'm good? But anyway, I don't want to get into that. Um, so yeah, dirty nails, that's been a couple times, like 6 or 7 times, which I think is like really a problem. And not having clean clothes on or smelling good. Okay. People need to start being aware of how they're showing up to present themselves.
True.
And I mean, I don't go out fancy. I'm in jeans and a cute shirt and Uggs or whatever, but like I make sure that I'm like clean and I don't smell offensive. And then secondly, I've gone on like one date with someone and then they start to call me their soulmate. And I'm like, no, no, no. So the neediness, the energy around being too needy, and I'm starting to realize, like, as I'm more secure, like with being like single and not jumping into anything, like people are like kind of being more like needy,
Mhm.
because I don't care, and that's like very unattractive. Like when you don't know someone and you like think you're in love like that.
That's not healthy. No. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I very much believe in love at first sight. That can happen, but you feel it, but you don't express it.
Hmm.
And if things flow naturally, when I say flow naturally is there's no games. Hey, you want to hang out? Yes, I do. You want to go? Yes, I do. Like,
Hmm.
come over. Okay. You want to hang out? Yep. Like, if it's just natural and you both want to spend it and there's no BS, then that'll quickly come to that. But I think also, Jess, to be fair, we haven't known each other super long, but you are leveled up very far spiritually. And when you put out those type of vibrations, it attracts people in. And when you talk to people and you're secure and you're confident and you don't care what other people think and all those things, just that type of energy is attractive to people. And I don't want to say suck them in, but if they're in like, an insecure place or whatever, that feels like inviting and warm to them because that's what they want.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But um what tell me some stuff about what's going on the other side of the spectrum.
So let me ask you a question first, just so we can have some point of reference, and I'll share with mine. So you said you were dating somebody for like a year, and you just started dating. Like, how long did you give yourself a break between the end of that and to start dating again?
I guess about a month, because my intention didn't change. My intention was like the same as it was a year ago.
So you're dating, you met this person, you didn't know them, it was just a new person or somebody you knew.
Are you talking about the latest relationship that
You
ended?
said you date, so yeah, you said you dated someone for a year and that ended. Was that somebody you knew or was it somebody new that you met? I'm gonna go somewhere with it. I'm just curious.
Right, I met them last year and
Mm-hmm.
we started off as friends and things progressed naturally, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have the same vision for the future. Like
Okay.
my intention is a connection, a long-term partnership, someone to spend my life with. until one of us dies, and their vision changed somewhere, and we couldn't stay, on the same path
Mhm.
together.
Understand.
But my intention didn't change. Like,
Right.
I wasn't like, oh my God, he doesn't want me, I'm gonna wait for him, I'm gonna like stop my life, and when
No.
he's ready, he's gonna come for me. Like, because people do that, they'll wait for someone and be like, I'm never gonna have that connection again. I'm never gonna meet my soulmate again. Like, there's 8 billion people on the planet. If
Mhm.
stuff is not lining up with yours, there's nothing wrong with you. If you're okay and you're in a decent spot, let them go, and then something better is going to come in for you. And that's something that I truly believe inside of me. I can't give that to someone, I can't sell that to someone. I
Yep.
had to find that inside of me and really look at, like, what are my values, what are my morals. I have friends that are sleeping with married men and telling me how they want to get married and have a relationship, and I'm like, dude, stop sleeping with a married person, then your energy is all fucked up.
Well,
Oh no, I'm just doing that until I meet the right person. And I'm like, well, you're not going to meet the right person because your energy is blocked.
right. So I know a few people that did that. Um, I have some friends that they were both married and they were all friends. I think the two husbands were best friends or something, or good friends. Anyways, they all did stuff together, and then the two of them started sleeping with the other ones, and this went on for years. And they're together now, and it's not healthy. They're not married,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just kind of like, don't get me wrong. There are situations where some good can possibly come out of that if you have people that stayed together for a long time for with children and they're just, you know what I mean? There's just nothing there, but they're still technically married. But to more directly speak to it, if you're starting off a relationship with one of the people is cheating on another one, how do you think that's going to work out for you long term? It's not.
No, yeah. And you're not living from a place of authenticity, which is really, I think, where we're all trying to like constantly stay in so we can be in peace inside and kind of like have a decent life here.
Hmm.
And if you're cheating and lying, and even if you're the single one and you're with the person who's cheating and lying, you're still in that
Yep.
energy around you, and it's just not good. Now, if you have an open relationship and you're married a long time and you don't want to get divorced, and you just both decide like, hey, go have fun or whatever, that's different because you guys are like making a decision together.
Hmm.
But, you know, it's different when there's like deceit and behind backs and all this stuff. And what people don't realize is like everything fucking comes out all the time. The universe always gives you what you are giving, you
Hmm.
know? So you might think like, oh, they're not going to find out. No, like, I'm good, I'm sneaky, whatever. I was with someone that cheated on me, and he hated it because I would be like, oh, I feel that you're doing something and it's not sitting well with me. And he would be like, oh, well, you're fucking crazy.
Well,
And
that's just turning it around on you to try and cover their ass. I mean, that's just typical narcissistic
well,
behavior.
well, also it freaked him out because I could read his energy. And then I further asked the universe, my guides, my guardians, like, I want clarity. I want like 100% proof so I can present it to him. Cause like I knew it in my body.
Hmm.
I didn't really know exactly what was going on,
But let me
like,
ask you this question, because I think everyone that's in a relationship with somebody long enough, meaning it's a good, healthy relationship and you're close. It doesn't have to be 3 years, it could be 3 months if you spend a lot of time together. If something's off energetically between the two of you, everybody can feel it, whether they follow that intuition or not. But like you said, you needed the proof. Did you really need any more proof than it felt wrong to you physically? Like,
yeah,
did you need the receipts on that to be like, I got you, I told you, I knew, I caught you? Like, you already knew. Did you need more than
yeah,
that?
I needed more than that because I had 2 babies with
Oh,
him.
okay, I get it. Yes, it was a long-term thing. Okay.
But you got to be careful because when you ask the universe to give you clarity on something and you're open to receive it, they will give it to you, and I just I've been always able to feel things very clearly, intuitively since I was like very little. And I don't know if everyone feels that way, but I'm fine with it. And I would prefer to be around people that are authentic.
Hmm.
Uh, Make a long story short, I got a very, a vivid dream, which I think they're called, what are the dreams called that you like, you kind of like almost manifest them
Like a
when you,
lucid dream, kind of.
yeah. Okay, so I had a lucid dream. It was very vivid. I said, "Hey, is this the woman? What does she look like? Blah, blah, blah." He was like, "Oh my God, you're the devil." Cause it was like super accurate. I
Wow.
mean, down to like her job, the
Hey, write
dream.
down on your notepad. There was something similar I wanted to talk to you about, a dream that I had that I connected. Write it down. We talk about it later off camera.
All right.
Um,
And then years later, like he came and like apologized and was like, he took responsibility
that's
for
good. I mean,
what happened. Yeah. I mean, it took years and stuff. And,
but was he apologizing for himself or for you?
um, well, first of all, he thought the grass was greener with this other person, and then he went and experienced it and it wasn't. So that was that. And I already knew that, but
Hmm.
like just owning your responsibility when you're wrong, whether it's now or in 5 years, like it's important to kind of, and I had already forgiven him and stuff because I don't believe in carrying things around. It only blocks you. Um, but it was just nice that he grew to some level of awareness and didn't think having intuition was crazy, because that kind of freaked him out because he was like Christian.
Hmm.
And you're not supposed to like do that stuff in certain religions. Like you're not supposed to know things. Like we're all connected. So if you tune into someone, you can feel everything,
Pretty
you know?
much.
Um,
So I think it was just funny. You didn't, so you shared some of that with me. I think, our conversations. And I also shared a conversation with you that was very similar to that. And I just connected those two dots. You said he reached out years later. How many years later was it? Just,
I think it was probably like 2 or 3. He tried to get back together with me.
all right, we tried to get back together, but he took responsibility. And I think I shared with you, there was someone that I dated in my early 20s, and that was a complete dumpster fire. And she had, we were together like a year and a half, and she had just a dumpster fire of things wrong that I didn't know about. And she did some very crazy things to me. That just things got really ugly. And geez, that had to be like 20 years ago. And she reached out to me online, and I'm like, gee, why the hell is this? And I'd forgiven it and let it go a long time ago. She was a kid and whatever, but she reached out to me sick few months ago, and she was
Mhm.
like, I wanted to apologize to you for, and that, and we chatted a little bit and kind of caught up, just online. But the fact that that stuck with that person, and she, obviously grew and did some work, but I haven't heard from her since, and that's fine. We wished each other well, and that's great. I hope she finds her happiness. She was like 19 at the time, but you know, the fact that that stuck with her, that she felt that she needed to reach out or connect with me, and just on like, it wasn't just me. She's like, tell your family I'm sorry, I'm not that person anymore, and da 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 da. So I think on some level, when people cheat or do something that they know is wrong to another person, I mean, that sticks with you. That's part of your load you have to lighten. Now, I don't think she was apologizing to me, because I was like, hey, no reason, a long time ago. I forgave you years ago. You're good. And it was more for herself, but I think maybe having to actually say it, even if she wasn't trying to get back with me, nor would I get back with that person. But you said, he was trying to get back with you, but you had children. I mean, there's more there, obviously.
Well, that's good though, because it kind of speaks to the fact of when we start to really look at ourselves and
Hmm.
start to work and hold ourselves accountable and stop blaming what's going on outside of ourselves. Like we all have to take responsibility for what we co-create because in a relationship there's always two, right?
Hmm.
So if something's going on, and I'm not like victim blaming at all, but if something's going on, then we have to really look at like, am I allowing this? Am I supporting this? You know, how is my energy, you know, keeping this situation going?
Right.
A, I a lot of people said to me like, "Oh, you have a house together, you have 2 small kids, like, just leave it alone, let it go." See, I'm the type where I can't live a lie, and I have to look at everything, I hold people accountable. It's gotten me in trouble a lot in my life. You either love me or hate me. I'm not like this,
That's me
not a sh
also.
I'm not a shifty person, like, you're gonna get, like, 100%, like, raw honesty, and, like, I'll make a decision because I don't believe in it, and I might suffer, you know for a certain amount of time, and I say suffer because, having 2 babies alone, it wasn't easy, but my alternative was stay, live a lie, support being cheated on, and I don't like complaining and acting like a little bitch or whatever. So I chose to take integrity over, and I was like, you need to leave. And then I had to deal with the consequences. But I always think about, well, when I die, how am I going to feel about how I handle the situation? I mean, for me, I don't want to be a sellout.
Right.
If I'm doing counseling and I'm working with people, I would never tell someone, keep your mouth shut and stay for the money.
Right.
Never.
No. So I was in a similar situation I share with you. I have 2 children, and I stay in that situation because I want to stay with my kids. And I knew that. And when this did happen and I left, it was going to be challenging with regards to that. And I had a counselor at the time, actually 2 different counselors in the course of that relationship. We're living together, and both of them said, you share a lot about difficulties and issues. And the first one kind of tried to bring it to my attention. The second counselor, I was with her a lot longer, and she said, we were just cohabitating for the kids. We were just roommates for, I think, the last 4 or 5 years. She said to me, she's like, why don't you just move out and,
Yeah.
get your own place? And I'm like, well, I can't, my kids, da, 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 I don't want to. And she's like, but you're so stressed and all this, like for your
Mm,
own, like it will get better. It'll be okay. And, you'll get happy. And I wish I had listened to that advice, but it is what it is,
yeah.
But I think
And
when people feel something's off in a relationship, you're usually not wrong.
well, not only that, but people have this fallacy that staying for the kids is somehow better. But
Was
really,
not in my situation. It strained and I couldn't see it, but it worked out. I'm good.
yeah.
But I think so to just go to relationships, I think what you were saying, you get 2 types of women from my perspective as a guy anyway. You get the type that always think there's something going on and are always questioning you because they're insecure. Where'd you go? Who are you with? Da, 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 da. That's one end of the spectrum. And then you get the other end of the spectrum where they're secure, but if something's going on and they pick up on it and you're not honest, they might be like, okay, I believe you. And then if it happens again, you're not going to get more than, 1 or 2 strikes with those type of people. Like, okay, like you gave me your answer. Okay, maybe it's just me in my head. All right, fine. And then if that keeps repeating, you're going to be done very quickly also with, types of women like that. I did when I was younger. The last video you did, I shared, I was working a lot when I was younger and I was dating women. I had 3 or 4 women I was dating, but I was very upfront. I was like, I have a lot going on business wise. I don't have the time to put into a relationship. I am dating other people. If we go out on a date, it's just going to be us. I'm not going to leave you someplace and go off with other people. Like we're out on a date. And everybody was cool with that. And it was, if you do it in a respectful way and everybody's on the same page, and,
Mhm.
some of them pressured me for more. And, I was still, as, just, that's where I'm at, and, as far as dating nowadays goes, with the dating apps, I heard somebody say the other day, and it's like made me laugh because it's so true. It's like you're shopping on Amazon for a person. You just swipe, okay, oh, the next one will be better. Oh, the next one's better. This one looks really cool. I'm attracted to her. Everything she says is in alignment with what I'm looking for. And then you send them a message, and like either you don't match or you match with somebody and like you never message the other person. It's just so freaking weird. It's just the day and age we're in. also, to be fair, I mean, dating in your 40s is like going into Walmart and digging through the scratch and dent bin and trying to find the can that's at least fucked up.
I don't know. I don't agree with that at all. I've met a lot of really cool people,
Yeah,
and
and you're still single, right? How's that
yeah,
working out?
I've been single for a month,
I'm
literally
breaking your balls, dude.
by choice. Like, I'm not just jumping on the first person that likes me. And also, I don't date people just in their 40s because I'm 40. I
I
date,
just meant at our age when you're looking around, you know what I mean? Like, people are married and stay married in relationships. Don't get me wrong, there's people out there. It's just like I've gone on a few dates, and when you talk to these people and the background in their life is a dumpster fire, you're like,
all right,
ugh,
well, then don't talk to those people anymore.
I
Then you
don't.
just on.
I don't.
I mean, I think it's actually a little bit more odd when I talk to a guy that's in their late 30s, early 40s, and they haven't had any relationships and they don't have any kids, or they've never had like something stable. That to me is weird.
Yes, that's very weird.
Yeah. So those just I'm like, something feels off here, like bachelor for life type of energy, which is fine, like good for you and good luck with your life. But um we
I mean,
learn
you're a woman. You probably have. I mean, women. I think on the dating apps get also. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but a couple that I've talked to that are on them say like they get inundated with messages just because every guy is just like bang, 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 like just you know is gonna hit you up with something stupid, and now you got an inbox which is maybe like 80% guys that you clearly state in your description, like let's just say kids were a deal breaker. I'm not looking for anyone with kids. I don't have any kids. That's what I've chosen. If you have kids, don't message me. And you're getting messaged by guys with kids. And it's like, you got to like, maybe, oh, this guy looks cool. And you start chatting with them like, oh, I've got a kid. Like I just
yeah,
clearly said, that's not what I'm looking for.
for
you
me,
know?
well, first of all my relationships that I've had, like the three long-term ones, have I've met actually naturally at the gym. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't even had a relationship with anyone I met online, but I do say in my, because I am dating and I want to put my energy out, and I'll kind of accept wherever it comes from if I meet the right person. But I say, don't message me if you don't take care of your body and you don't go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
What do I got?
Bunch of 400-pound guys messaging you.
Not 400
I
pounds,
mean,
but
I'm
like,
being facetious, but yeah,
yeah,
guys that don't take care of themselves.
one guy I went out with, he was like, oh, I play golf, I'm in great shape, blah blah blah. I went out with him. He's like, oh, your arms are bigger than mine. And I'm like, okay, like that's your problem, not mine. Like I say like I want someone that's fit and goes to the gym. Like if you're insecure, go to the fucking gym and work on your arms then. Right. And so, a lot of stuff comes up and you got to be prepared, because his insecurity tried to insult me, tried
Mm-hmm.
to insult my body. My arms do look kind of nice. I don't really care if they're big. I like them big.
We doing the gun show. What? Hold on, let me get my.
Yours too.
Oh.
I'm like, all right, well, I have to be with a guy that has bigger arms than me because I like my fucking
Why do you
arms.
have to be with a guy bigger? Look at you and I. Exercise in gyms is a big part of our life, and for reasons, makes you feel good. It's very healthy. It's gonna give you longevity, and this is how I look at it. I take care of myself. We were talking about this last thing. Like, I take care of myself. I'm gonna go out on a day. Like, I'm gonna show up and look good, and I clean up well. Okay.
Hmm. Yep.
And if I'm going to be with a person long term, I expect them to take care of themselves
Hmm.
just as well. I mean, you're breaking my balls the other night. I was showing you a picture of somebody, and you're like, go after these goddamn Barbie dolls. I'm like, no, I don't. But at the same time,
On
I'm
lot.
not going to go out with a person that doesn't take care of themselves. Look, I'm more with mental attraction. There's got to be some physical, but I was very mentally attracted to somebody. The looks would be very much secondary, but I'm still not going to go down that road with somebody that doesn't take care of themselves.
No,
It's no. It's
no.
just
And
no.
also for me, like coming from a male perspective, like I'm still super feminine. I work out and I have muscle on me, but like for me to be attracted to someone, I don't like men that are like super feminine. I like very masculine men. Like I like men that are, their mind is strong. They're, going after something. Like you said to me, oh, I won't get into work, or I won't do something if it doesn't make my dick hard or something. You said something like that.
Oh, I gotta be involved with the passion project. Yeah, it's gotta make my dick hard to want to like be on it and push for
Yes,
it.
that's super masculine. And when you said that, I was like, we're gonna work together because I have that same passion. I'm not coming from the same perspective because I'm a woman, but
Mhm.
I was just like, yeah, like I have to be excited and lit up about something too. And for me, like, because my background is holistic counseling and I've been going to the gym since I was 14, I I wouldn't even be able to relate to someone that didn't exercise, take care of their body. Like we wouldn't even be on the same page because I do it for work and I talk about it with people. And then also I do it for myself every day for 2 hours or 6 days a week or whatever. So, it's just those are commonalities. And, if two obese people want to be together, like that's great for them. But for me, like I need someone that like is working on themselves and has
Mhm.
that determination. Like I don't want to have to tell someone like, oh, go to the gym every day, you'll feel better. No, I don't want to be the leader in my relationship. Like I'll do what I want to do, but I want the person to already be doing it.
Right. I think we have to get your dating pool moved out of your gym because that's where you keep telling me. You just said it. The last three people
Mm.
you dated, you got. We have to get you out into the wild, Jess, and hunting in different areas. Okay,
Yeah,
like a
but not
fish
for
in a different pond.
I mean, I met someone 15 years ago when there was no online dating at a gym, like in a totally different area.
But it was still
But
the gym.
yeah, but I don't go to clubs. I don't go to bars. Like
I understand. I understand. I
I'm
mean,
open to meeting someone from anywhere. And
right.
now, but I mean, I get messages on Instagram. I don't know. Like that's just weird to me. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out with you. I don't know you. You're on my Instagram. Like, I don't know.
No, I hear you. I mean, it's just the day and age we're in. But so, from guys' perspective on dating these days, the what do you call it? The when people put their personas online, I don't post much online. Like,
Mm,
we're friends on IG. I don't
mm.
I might have a TikTok account for my other company. I don't remember. I don't go on there much because that just sucks your brain out scrolling through those videos. They're hilarious. I do it with my kids sometime, but like 10 minutes and I have to go walk. You can only watch people popping zits for so long or whatever the heck your TikTok fetish is. Um, but women like our age, the majority of them, when they're putting their profile photos and stuff, they're applying the filters to them. And
Mm-hmm.
if you look at them, you can tell, but and again, this is just my perspective. I don't care what you look like, just
Mm-hmm.
put your real self out there. Or if you want to put like a couple of filters, but I notice women will put in their like description, like my photos aren't filtered, and you can tell. But then when you get a profile like, oh, this person looks cool, I'm attracted to that, and you see three pictures and you get to the fourth one and there's no filter, and you're like, who the fuck is that? Like, well, and then, or if they have all filtered pictures and you have this image in your head and you go meet them, you're like, who the fuck are you? I mean, I've gone on maybe 4, 5 in 3.5 years dates off a dating app. I just had them on there for entertainment value. But I've met a couple of cool people. I'm not gonna say that or discount. I'm not, and I think 3 different people I can think of that went on what was the first one? Tinder or whatever. I don't the one you swipe right's the first one. And first time on, first match, went on a date, and I know 3 people that have been together for a long time. One of them is married. First person, first hit, done. Fantastic, you know?
Well, that could be destiny too. It doesn't really matter where
Yes.
you meet. I mean,
No, it doesn't.
we connect all different places. I've spoken to a lot of men that have gone on dates now it's a fucking transgender that shows up. It's a man dressed as a woman, doesn't tell the person.
That's kind of fucked up. Like, if
And
look at the whole trans thing, if that's who you are, be happy, but fucking
be
disclose. Yes.
honest.
That goes back to the filters. Be who you are. Done.
And I'm like, God, I would be worried that I would get like beat up or something. Like growing up, like, you know, you did shit like that back when we were kids. Like there was no, oh, go whatever bathroom you want or do this or that. Like if you deceived someone to that level, like you were getting jumped. Remember that? Like if you did something, I don't know, there's a lot more weird societal stuff now. I know my daughter's in school and she's like, oh, well, boys can go in the bathroom if they say they're a girl. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, there's not even privacy anymore. Like,
Hey, whatever makes you happy. It's, but if you're going to do that or go or put yourself out there, like just be your authentic self with it. You know what I mean? Because if you don't put
I,
your authentic self out there online, who shows up for you is you're going to get the same energy. Like you said, you're going to get another person that's being inauthentic drawn to you rather than just putting out who you are, not filtering your photos, being honest of what you're looking for in your descriptions. Or I mean, I get it, everybody, especially women, the little filters just make them happier how their pictures look online. But if you want to actually find something really meaningful, like just be yourself, put yourself out there.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I look like shit in pictures. And I told you, I'll share. My daughter said I looked bald in one of our,
That was the filter because
I,
your head was going back too far into it. That's all.
it was the background. And then I was just like, who cares? I don't really care because I know how I look. I know I'm not bald, but um,
I look like shit in pictures. Like 90% of the photos I take, I'm not even like look like complete shit. I look weird. And I'll get like 1 out of like 20 that looks good. Or like even people that like have met me in person and like we met online or something, they saw a picture like, wow, you look different in person. I'm like, I know my photo. I'm not photogenic. Like
yeah,
if
but
I get a good one, it's good. But majority of the time, like,
you look good on camera though. I feel like
oh,
your
thank
hair,
you.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I don't look good on camera, but whatever. I don't really care. We are our own worst critics,
Yep.
no matter what. And, you know, as long as we can kind of keep that from preventing us from putting ourselves out there. Like I know for maybe a year, I was like, oh, I want to talk about my stuff and I want to share and I want to help people, but I don't want to be on camera. And, I was kind of procrastinating on it for a while. And finally my daughter was like, Mom, why don't you just create a channel and help people? Like everyone's struggling, she's an adolescent. And I started counseling adolescents like during COVID, and I didn't even think I would work with kids. I was like, oh no, I'm never working with kids, just adults. And then they really liked me, and I was like, all right, I can help them. Like they're struggling socially, anxiety, this, that. Um, I was like, I got to get over my judgment of myself physically. Like, who cares, And so it was an experiment. My daughter challenged me. I did it. Shit started moving around. I started posting things on my channel, helping. You showed up. You were like, I want to do something. And then I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm ready. Like, the universe gives it to you when you're ready.
Oh yeah. I've been having so much fun doing this. Like when my friends find out I've been doing this, they're gonna shit on me so bad because we just all bust each other's balls in a good way. But I've been having so much fun doing this because, like you just said, some person 10 years from now stumbles on one of these videos and it helps them, or somebody comes across it and it helps them. Like that makes me feel good that we're putting that out there. All right, so we got like 3 minutes left. So some closing thoughts on this, real quick.
I mean, I feel like we touched on a lot. The only thing I can kind of recap on is mindset, keep your own mindset strong. Don't really give in to other people's like beliefs or demands or criticisms or judgments or whatever. If you're kind of like content with where you are and kind of how your, habits are or what your daily things are, then stick with that. And then if you're struggling in certain areas, like you're not happy with, how how you speak to yourself physically, emotionally, then you need to start to look at that. And so,
I think
being
the
true to self. I feel like this one's been about authenticity.
Yep. I mean, the biggest thing I can say in closing is never settle. Because if you start dating somebody and it just something doesn't feel right, and then,
Mhm.
oh, let's move in together, that'll fix it. Let's get married, that'll fix it. Let's have a kid, that'll fix it. It's not gonna fix it if it doesn't feel right. Have a conversation about it or whatever's bothering you. And if it still doesn't feel right and it's not there, walk away, know what you're worth, and find somebody that's going to value you and you value them equally. That's it.
Yeah, life's way too short.
It is way too short to settle.